Hi, folks. This is Richard Ricky Garcia, and as part of our effort for the Skywriters Making a Difference campaign, I thought it'd be fun to reminisce, record, and share stories from our drum corps days. I'm joined here with one of my all-time favorite members of the Skywriters, Mike Lenny, lead soprano for the Skywriters in 81, 82, 83. And we're going to talk a little bit about bus culture. What do you remember, Mike?
Oh my gosh. I really think that the things we worked together on the buses and in outside of rehearsals were just as important as the rehearsals in getting us to finals. I really believe that and preached it within my band programs for years. It's the social activities. But we were on the buses for so long
Yeah,
and a lot of times no air conditioning and smelly people because we didn't get to shower as much as we wanted to. Everything we owned was in gym bags. We were just nasty. I mean, we were just all shoved in there, just sweating against each other. So we would try to make up things to do. And the one I got incorporated into, and I think you did too, was Bus Corps International. And we would all have names for our corps, which some, we can't really say out loud in mixed company. I'd hate for that to go out there, but they were some pretty good names. They'd use
yeah,
decks of cards, and we had captions and like semis and quarterfinals and finals and just to do things. And I think that caused more bonding in what we
absolutely.
did. And we would just sit around and I wore out a Sony Walkman with the orange foam headphones, the silver ones, the silver Walkmans. I paid $400 for that. I paid $500 for my first Mustang. And when it was first technology, I ordered it from Japan. They weren't even available in the
Wow.
United States. I figured out a way to order it from Japan to get it to me. And you know how it is. We all wore out tapes of 75 Madison, and weren't smart enough to get splitters. We just keep passing headphones and
Right.
tapes. And every once in a while we'd have someone with a boom box. Remember those days?
I do.
But it's hard to have a boom box, because there's just too much stuff going on. People sleeping in the overheads and sleeping. If you got up to move, then you'd stick your feet down, be in someone's face because they're underneath the seat sleeping. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
so we just survived. But I think that was really important. It was it made us bond.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there were good times. So I could kind of say we kind of spread that out to we just go to the drive-in theater there in
Oh,
Hutch, and there was times I had at the time I had a 81 Mustang, ugliest old car you ever saw, but I bought it brand new. I was really proud of it. But it had a trunk. And I remember one time we threw two people in the trunk so we get them in free. And so we had like lawn chairs packed in there and we'd go there. But we saw Airplane and SOB and
yeah,
it's my sense of humor. You know this.
I do.
It's very shallow and wide. It's not George Carlin like. It's
I,
not a
I,
deep intellectual sense of humor, but I still
I
have
have,
everything memorized.
well, okay, you do. Okay. You, I have to intervene. Okay. Because
Okay.
I remember being at the drive-in theater in Hutchinson
Yeah.
in 81. And yes, SOB,
Yeah.
was being shown. And, and so was Airplane.
Yeah.
And I remember reading an article that ranked all 178 jokes in the movie Airplane. And ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that Mike Lunny laughed at all 178 jokes.
And still
Uh,
does.
and still does. And it is a bucket list item to watch that movie again with you by your side,
We've got to
just
do
so
that.
you can laugh.
Yeah.
But yes, I do remember your sense of humor. Um, I won't go into any detail.
Yeah. Well, even on our
But
buses, I mean,
man, but
at
man, I sat
81,
behind you. I
yeah,
sat
you
behind
sat
you,
behind
and
me. Archie Inley, rest his soul. He passed away as
rest in
well
peace.
with my seat partner. And it was funny because every time I would say something that I thought was funny, he'd just tell me, shut up. It was like an old married couple
I
for like
know, married
years.
couple.
Shut up, you idiot. Because his personality and mine were just total opposites, total opposites.
Yeah,
But he actually followed me in a job in Texas. I was in a little town, and when I moved to a different town, he got the job in the town I was coming from. So we stayed in touch, and I still stay in touch. His wife is a band director in Stephenville, Texas, and is
that's
remarried. And so, and the gentleman she remarried or she married adopted her two kids, Archie and her kids. So, and it's been a long haul. They've been married now for like, gosh, like 25, 30 years.
Wow.
It's kind of amazing to see how all this progresses. But it comes more from because Archie, he was in the same section as me, but we were like brothers because of the bus.
Yeah.
Think about that. Not from rehearsing, not from marching. It was from spaghetti dinners and drive-in theaters and riding buses and, being stranded somewhere.
And it's interesting you say that because I look at drum corps kids today, and it's not a slight on them. It's just a sign of the times. When they get in buses, they put on their headphones
Mm-hmm.
and they have their phones, and they watch their movies and they basically zone out.
Yeah.
Whereas we didn't have that technology, so we were forced, for better or for worse, to talk to each
Yeah.
other.
We were forced to socialize. And even
Exactly.
after I retired, I had my bus certification for driving buses for bands. So I drove for a charter company for a year here in Abilene. And I thought it was amazing because we had full screens for everybody. We had movies. They could bring movies. They never wanted to use that. They all had their own devices.
Yeah.
And so I always called it plugging into the matrix. They would just plug in the matrix and we would drive for 6 hours and get to Corpus and they would get off the bus and that was it. There was no singing, there was no music out loud, there was no movies out loud, there was no talking, no laughing. And it's, like you said, it's not a slight on them, they're just products of their technology. They're
Yeah.
much more intelligent than we were ever were.
Oh, absolutely. And talented. I mean,
Yeah, they're definitely more intelligent than we were, and they know more
yeah.
about than we ever knew. When you think about it, we were just idiots. We were idiots looking for something to believe in.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Thanks again, Mike.
Oh, you bet. Thank you.